Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 20 Dortmund career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of today's episode, we're quickly going to look at the games that lie ahead. Now, normally at the end of the previous episode, I would have advanced all the way to the next game, ready to go for the next episode. But in fact, we finished the last episode on the 15th of July. We start today's episode on the 15th of July, and I'll explain why in just a moment's time. But as we move into the month of August, we did briefly touch up on what games we're going to be in today's episode. We've got Bayern Munich in the Supercup, not the UEFA Supercup, the Bundesliga Supercup. Now, to explain a little bit on what that is, we have the Bundesliga, which is a bit like the Premier League, and we have the DFB Pokal, which is a little bit like the FA Cup. Now, in English football, the winner of the FA Cup and the winner of the Premier League play each other in something called the FA Community Shield. But in Germany, what they've done is they've created something called the Supercup, which means the winner of the Bundesliga and the winners of the DFB Pokal play each other in this Supercup. Now, because Bayern Munich won both the Pokal Cup and also the league, it means it moves down to second place in the league, which of course was ourselves, and that's why we've got ourselves a place in the Super Cup. Hopefully, we're going to be picking up our first piece of silverware. We did in the last episode play in our pre-season tournament. We managed to get to the semi-finals where we drew 1-1 with Leicester and then were sadly knocked out 3-2 on penalties. Leicester went on to the final where Inter Milan beat Barcelona in the other semi-finals. That meant Leicester versus Inter Milan, and Inter Milan did beat them 2-1, so congratulations to Inter Milan. I'm sure Leicester would have put up a great fight. But you guys get the idea now of hopefully why we're in the Super Cup against Bayern Munich, because like Liverpool in real life, last year Man City won the league and they also won the FA Cup, which meant it went to second in the league, which of course was us, Liverpool, which is why we then played them in the FA Community Shield. Hopefully you get the idea. If you don't, guys, drop a comment down below and I'll try and explain it a little bit more. Then we move on to the second game in today's episode, which is a home against Augsburg. And then the final game in today's episode is away from home against FC Cologne. Now, this is where it got a little bit difficult, guys, because Cologne are a newly promoted team. They only come up to the Bundesliga last year. So I said to you guys at the end of the previous episode, I'm not sure which one I'm going to play. I'm going to see who finishes higher up in the league. But it's very difficult. They're both similar match teams. So I think what I'm going to do is, I'm of course going to play the game against Bayern Munich because we're already coming up against the so-called German Giants. We're going to be the German Giants at the end of these two seasons, that's for sure. And then we got Augsburg and Cologne. One game at home and one game away from home. Now, because of the way EA have set up FIFA, you tend to win and have a better chance of winning your home games. So I'm going to simulate the game against Augsburg, and then I'm going to play the game against Cologne. But they are the three games that we will be playing in today's episode. Now, to jump back to the topic of why I've left it on the 15th of July, and I haven't simulated these 4 weeks until we play in the Super Cup. And that's pretty simple, guys. I asked you in the last episode, A, we need loads of fan objectives, and B, we need to start talking about transfers. Now, the fan objectives, this is going to be episode 3. Fan objectives we're going to discuss in either episode 4 or episode 5. The reason for that is you guys are still leaving fan objectives for me, and hopefully on this video right now, you'll go below, you've thought of a great fan objective, you'll use the hashtag fan objective, which is on screen for you guys now, and you've got to come up with a concept of what we need to do and what you think the fan objective should be called. Now, the reason we're still on the 15th of July, guys, is because of transfers. We're not the only team in the transfer window, which means any of our targets can easily be approached by any other team in the world in this current transfer window. And unfortunately, that is exactly what's happened. So we're going to look at the players that have been approached already by teams, and we're going to have to start making some big moves in today's episode. But there may also be a straw poll or two down below if players haven't been, if there's like, say for example, we want to get a striker and no strikers have been approached that we may need to get. If there's no pressure on us potentially putting an offer in, there'll be a straw poll down below asking you guys what you think your favourite striker should be, and there'll be a list of all the strikers that are on the list, and you vote for which one you think we should bring in. Same for midfield, same for centre-back, same for goalkeeper. You guys get the idea, which I'll show you guys in just a moment's time as we do look over the straw poll. But something I'm really enjoying doing at the start of these episodes is going through the comment section on the previous episode, and that is exactly what we're going to do at the start of today's episode. So we've got another comment here from the one and only Dortmund fan, Chris Dudas Helms. I do apologise, Chris, if I'm pronouncing your surname or middle name or your double barrel name incorrectly. I can only apologise. but he's come up with a great, and I mean great, fan objective. He's called it the Academy Graduate. Now, I'll tell you now, Chris, it's going to be a fan objective, so congratulations. And that is play every game this season with at least one Academy graduate of Dortmund's Youth Academy on the pitch at all times. He's then done it in brackets and told me the Dortmund Academy graduates that are still currently in the Dortmund team. And that is Marco Reus, Mario Götze, Smeltzer, Braun Larsen, Rashi, Uberhan, Bakia, and Bafanta. Probably just ruined a load of their names, guys, and I can only apologise. The forfeit, or what we have to do if we don't accomplish this, is swap Jadon Sancho for the former Dortmund legend, Kevin... I don't know how you pronounce his name. I'm going to put it on screen and you guys might have an idea, but I'm thinking of Germany, does the B sometimes mean an S? Is it Grosskreutz? Something like that. The only reason I know that is because I'm pretty sure Brighton have got a player called Gross, but it's spelt Grob. It's that G-R-O and that special B, which I think is German. So I'm thinking the way you pronounce Gross from Brighton, I'm thinking you should pronounce that Kevin Grosskreutz, I think. And that's going to be a direct swap deal. So we just give them Jadon Sancho and we bring back Kevin Grosskreutz. Hopefully, Chris, I am pronouncing his name right. Now, what I said to Chris about this one is I'm not going to know at the end of the season whether we've actually played those players. So at the end of the season, I might look at Marco Reus and he's played 34 games. And Mario Götze may have played 41 games. But how am I going to know that one of those players has played in every single game? And this is where it becomes a little difficult, because that means they've got to play in the Champions League games, the Cologne games, the Bundesliga games, pre-season, the Supercup. And I'm not really going to be able to break it down because, okay, let's say at the end of the season we look at the Bacol breakdown and it says Royce played in 3 games. Well, what if we got knocked out and we only actually played 3 games? It's going to be very difficult. So I'm going to have a little think about it and I'm going to put a little twist on it. Maybe I'll just say that Marco Reus or Mario Götze have got to play in every single Bundesliga game. So whether it's Reus or whether it's Götze, one of them has to be on the pitch in every Bundesliga game. That is probably a little bit easier how I can work it out then, because if Marco Reus has played, let's say, 30 games and Goethe has played the other 8 games, then I can kind of work out when they've played. If they play together, that makes it a little bit more difficult. Maybe I'll just have to make notes on my whiteboard behind me. Speaking of whiteboard behind me, thanks green screen. I just glimpse over and you're moving out the way. Thank you very much. But anyway, Chris, great fan objective. We certainly will be doing it. I may just have to put a little bit of a twist on it. And if you guys have an idea of a twist, or Chris, you've got a little bit of a better idea how we could work out whether a player has played in every single game, let me know down below in the comment section. Then we've got, I think you pronounce his name Partha de Arcane, if that's correct. I hope it is. And it's another fan objective. Thank you so much for all these fan objectives, guys. Definitely in this episode and the next episode, you've still got a chance to leave a fan objective. So use the hashtag fan objective. Give me an idea of a concept of what you'd like me to do. Give me a title of what you'd like the fan objective to be called. And also a forfeit. But this one is score 30 goals with Paco Alcácer. The punishment, I'm not going to say it, but it's to sing Glory, Glory, and there's a certain team in the Premier League, and their team name follows that Glory, Glory. I'm sure you guys will know exactly what team it is, and as a Liverpool fan, it's certainly a song you don't want to be singing. Now, 30 goals with Paco Alcácer is going to be difficult. So, I was thinking more 20 goals, so what I might do, Partha de Arcane, is meet you halfway and say score 25 goals in all competitions with Paco Alcácer. And if I don't, I have to sing Glory, Glory. Okay? Maybe we'll go down that route. Comment in from Jason Clark saying Mason Greenwood or Tammy Abraham. Both tall strikers. They don't have to come in this season, but he thinks they'll be great options. And he said great upload once again. Thank you very much, Jason Clark. And Mason Greenwood and Tammy Abraham are added to the transfer list. We'll have a look at them in just a moment's time. Jason Clark also said in another comment, when you take a penalty, watch head movement and then pick your spot. Now, what he said is, I'm guessing it's the keeper's head, and just hit the ball straight. And at the last second before Marco Reus or whoever's taking it kicks the ball, move it left or right. Because if you start aiming a certain way, the keeper may already have an idea because the player's head turns or the keeper's head turns, something like that. I'm going to look a little bit into it. But he said just keep it in the middle, and as you're just about to kick the ball, move it left or right, and hopefully you'll put it in the back of the net. We'll try that next time we have a penalty. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put it wide, though. Comment in from Vaporize X saying Mason Greenwood. We've put him on the list. That also came in from Jason Clark. So Mason Greenwood asked for twice. I think there is a slight problem with Mason Greenwood, which we'll have a look in just a moment. Vaporize says, I'm thinking of getting FIFA this year on Xbox over PES. Have you got any tips? Yeah, PES is certainly going in the right direction, okay? But because of legal requirements and the actual sponsors and stuff that EA have to be able to put into FIFA, apart from Juventus this year, FIFA got all the rights to the teams, the stadiums and stuff like that. Okay, PES got Juventus, but do you want to be playing with one team or a couple of teams that they've got the actual rights to, or do you want to be playing with EA that have plenty of rights in? Although career mode started off very, very badly, and it really did, they're slowly getting there and they're slowly bringing out updates, and it is slowly getting better, so I can't really complain. And the final comment from Vaporize X is, dude, what is the headset you are rocking? And this is a headset I've had for probably 3, maybe 4 years now, and they're called the Turtle Beach 800X Elites, of course made by Turtle Beach. I think I bought them 3 or 4 years ago for around £200. I think you can pick them up on Turtle Beach's website for about 130, 140. They're great. The wireless, the comfy, the noise cancellation, they're really, really good. Not only that, they have Bluetooth, so you can pair them with your phone if you want to listen to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you want to listen to, you can hook them up to Bluetooth as well. But a real solid microphone. There's no wires. Headset, sorry. It's also got built-in microphone, so solid microphone, solid headset, no wires. I couldn't ask for anything better. And when Turtle Beach eventually launch the newer version headset of this, which I've been waiting for probably a year or 2 now, then I'll be getting that one. But so far, this is the best wireless Xbox headset you can buy from Turtle Beach. Now, that's enough doing with the comments. We've gone through them all now. We're quickly going to jump over to the straw poll. And it was, what positions do you think need improving at Dortmund? And of course, it was multiple choice. We've had 2 more votes since the last episode, but we still currently sit on 7 votes top in striker. 6 votes joint now second with centre-back and right-back. We've got 2 votes for CDM/CM, left-back and goalkeeper, and then 1 vote for central attack and midfield. So what I've actually done now, guys, is from the fact the striker 1 and centre-back and right-back and CDM and centre-mid and left, all those positions that got a vote, other than left-back, and I'll tell you why I didn't put a left-back in there, guys. We've got this man here, right, Schultz, who Dortmund have just brought in. We also, as backup, have Hakimi. So for me to bring in a 3rd left-back would be a little bit ridiculous. We also have Marcus Schmelzer, who's on the reserves. So we've already got 3 really good left-backs. Schultz and Hakimi are going to be obviously rotating. We've got Piszczek out on right-back. Of course, right-back was joint second with 6 votes. So we are going to look at bringing in a right-back. But for me, every position other than left-back, I've got a player on the transfer hub or the transfer list that we can look at. Now, you can see here, guys, we're still looking at a few players. And I'll explain to you now, you'll get the idea of why we haven't advanced any further than the 15th of July. So the 2 keepers that I've put on are Angus Gunn from Southampton and Andre Onana from Ajax. Now, of course, goalkeeper only got 2 votes. For me, a goalkeeper's not a big one right now, okay? We've already got 2 great goalkeepers. And I think if we brought in Onana, he's going to want to take over and be our number 1 goalkeeper. If we brought in Angus Gunn, if we can get him for the right price, he could come in as the second keeper. We could look at moving on. I think his name's Hiltz, our second goalkeeper. So potentially, guys, there might be, in fact, you know what? We'll do it that way, okay? There's a straw poll down below now. Do you think we should sign a goalkeeper? And if so, which one? Do we bring Angus Gunn in? Do we bring Onana? Or the other option will be neither, and we stick with what we've got. Go and vote on that straw poll right now. There's probably going to be a few straw polls, guys, regarding these transfers. Moving on from goalkeeper, we've got centre-backs. Some of these realistic, some of them not very realistic. But the 4 centre-backs we have is Samuel Umtiti from Barcelona, Jonathan Tah from Bayer Leverkusen, Presnel Kimpembe from PSG, and I'm hoping I pronounced his name correctly. You guys did spell it out for me. Soyuncu, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Kaglar Soyuncu, and he is from Leicester. Now, we don't have a full report yet on his overall or his price tag. Same with Kimpembe, but if we look at Umtiti, currently valued at €50 million. We got Jonathan Tah at 31 million. We've got Soyuncu, that of course we don't know, and also Kimpembe. Now, what I'll show you guys, as we click into Samuel Umtiti, you can see it says we might have to offer between 56.7 and 82.7. But underneath that, you can see a line that says no offers. So that's okay. Jonathan Tah, no offers. This is the issue. Kimpembe currently has 2 offers coming in, one from Valencia and one from Manchester City. So this is why we have to look today at signing some players, because otherwise, by the end of this episode, Kimpembe could be at Valencia. He could also, more than likely, he's going to Manchester City, unless we buy him in today's episode. So we could end up losing out on Kimpembe if we don't sign him. Moving on to a position that I certainly think we need some improvement on, and that is right back. We got Lucas Klosterman, who came up twice in the comment section. Then I've added 2 in Ricardo Pereira from Leicester and also Sergio Roberto from Barcelona. And then another comment came in from someone with Thomas Meunier. Now, again, if we look at Klosterman, no offers. Ricardo Pereira, no offers. Thomas Meunier, no offers. Sergio Roberto has already had an offer accepted. Barcelona are looking to sell them to Piemonte, who of course we know is Juventus. Now, they are yet to sort out contracts, but it is ongoing. And I'm pretty sure within a day or two, Sergio Roberto is potentially going to be a Juventus player. So I think with that happening, we're going to remove Sergio Roberto now. And I think for me, see, this is where it becomes difficult, you see, guys. I want to get you involved in the transfers, but in decisions like this, if I wanted Presnel Kimpembe, I've got to go in for him now. I've got to put an offer in this second. Otherwise, it's going to fall through. Now, Soyuncu was mentioned in the comment section, so maybe we look at bringing him in. He's only 23. He's 6'1". He's pretty tall, medium on attacking and defensive, whereas Kimpembe is high and high. I think for the right back, I think it's got to be Klosterman, which we'll probably look at buying in today's episode once we've got a full report. Moving on, we've then got some central attacking midfielders, some centre mids, and also a CDM. We've got Yuri Tielemans from Leicester. We've got a lot of Leicester players on here, and that's probably because Leicester have got a decent team. Yuri Tielemans that can play centre mid and CDM. Wilfred Ndidi that can play CDM and centre mid. Enis Bardi who can play centre mid, left mid, and central attacking midfield. Ziyech who can play cam and right wing. Van der Beek who can play cam and centre mid. Now, for me, out of all these players, if I'm honest, I'm between 2, okay? I'm between Yuri Tielemans, because I haven't played with Yuri Tielemans since FIFA 16 or 17 when I did buy him in the Liverpool career mode, so I'd like to see what he's like on FIFA now. And the other man is Enis Bardi. I've heard a lot of people rant and rave about this player, but I've never actually bought him in a career mode, so I could look at buying him for an option. Moving on to the final position, which was the winning position with 7 votes, striker. Now, there's some unbelievable strikers on here that are very unrealistic and ex-Dortmund players. There's some more realistic players. As we go down the list, I'll explain why they're on there. Obviously, Robert Lewandowski, unbelievable striker, ex-Dortmund player. That's why he's on there. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, again, unbelievable striker, ex-Dortmund striker. Daniel Malen was left in a comment by one of you guys, so we've added him to the list. Iñaki Williams is a player I've never played with and I thought might fit Dortmund quite nicely. Alexander Isaac was a comment from you guys saying bring him back. Erling Haaland was also a comment asking you guys if I could bring him to Dortmund. Mason Greenwood was mentioned by 2 of you guys in the previous episode, and Tammy Abraham was also mentioned in the last episode. Now, I'll show you already who we have to get rid of, unfortunately, guys. So Mason Greenwood, if we go to approach to buy, the player's recently joined the club and won't move again. He's only just moved to Manchester United, so we unfortunately have to remove him from the transfer list. As we go back down to the bottom of the list, same with Erling Haaland. Now, if we have a look at his previous history, he just moved in 2019 from Molde to Red Bull Salzburg. So as we click in, the player's recently just joined, so we can't buy him. Now, the situation there is I'm going to leave him on the list because I may look to buy him in the second season. But as we then move up to Alexander Isaac, we know that he moved from Borussia Dortmund on loan to Willem II. And then when he come back to Borussia Dortmund, he was sold to Real Sociedad in 2019, which means, again, the player's only just recently joined that club, so we can't buy him. So we're going to remove him from the list. Now, striker-wise, guys, I think we're okay to do a straw poll right now. So there's going to be a straw poll down below asking you guys, should we sign Robert Lewandowski, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Daniel Malen, Iñaki Williams, we can't sign Haaland, and Tammy Abraham. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikers in a straw poll, and the straw poll will be, what striker should we sign? Go and vote on that straw poll now. You'll have one vote. Vote for who you'd like me to bring back to Dortmund. Because with all these players, I don't think there's any offers on the table for any of them right now. Now, of course, if an offer comes... Oh, there is. There's an offer there for Iñaki Williams from Monaco. But it's okay. I'll risk it. Haaland can't go anywhere. And Abraham, not going anywhere. So, unless somebody comes in for one of these players in today's episode, I'm quite happy for you guys to vote on the straw poll which striker we should bring in. But I think with all that being said... You're going to choose a goalkeeper, whether we need one or we stick with what we've got. You're going to pick a striker. I think now what we need to do... What do we need to do? That is the question. I think we're going to wait. We're going to potentially risk losing out on Kimpembe here. We don't have a full report right now. He may move to Manchester City. If he does, well, then he moves to Manchester City. We'll have to delete him off the list. But for now, guys, I'm going to advance all the way to the FC Bayern Munich game where we're facing off against them in the German Supercup. We'll hopefully get our first piece of silverware. A glimpse over to see how long I've been recording for, and I've been talking for a very long time at the start of today's episode. Can only apologise over that, guys, but at the start of career mode, there's a lot to cover. There's transfers, there's fan objectives, there's the team, there's games, there's pre-season. There's so much to cover, but now what I'll do is advance all the way to the Bayern Munich game, get the squad ready to go, and then we'll get into our first game of today's episode. Well, I've never had so many emails that takes me a solid 6 or 7 minutes to advance 4 weeks to the game in the Supercup against Bayern Munich. Now, you can see we are going to be attending the press conference. It's our first press conference since taking charge of Borussia Dortmund. But what we certainly have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is look at the transfer hub, because the emails that were coming in were about teams that had put offers in for players, teams that had approached players. So I'm thinking some of those players we've had on the list have probably already moved clubs, which is a little bit disappointing, but we'll go and take a little look. So Gunn is still at Southampton, that's fine. Onana at Ajax, Umtiti at Barcelona, Jonathan Tah at Leverkusen. Kimpembe is at Manchester City. They accepted the offer from Manchester City, and he has now joined them, won't move again. So we can remove Kimpembe from the list. Now, we do have all the full report for Soyuncu. I'll get there in the end, guys. We can now go in for him potentially. I'm very, very tempted to. The same with Klosterman. He can play right back, left back, and right wing. I do like Ricardo Pereira a lot as well. I do like him a lot. While they rejected it, Sevilla come in for him and they've rejected it. Let's see if anyone else has moved. So Leicester, no. Levante, Ajax, Bayern, Arsenal, PSV. Oh, is he still there? Wow, they rejected the offer from Bayer Leverkusen and Monaco. The offer from Bayer Leverkusen was for 39 million. So he's going to cost a lot if we want to buy him. Haaland is still there. Obviously, no one can buy him. Tammy Abraham, there's no offers for him. So I think before we get into this episode, guys, obviously I'm asking you down below in the comment section about a goalkeeper and a striker. I think I'm going to take it into my own hands right now to sign a centre-back and a right back. That centre back being Soyuncu, if that's how you pronounce his name. Soyuncu. We're going to go with Soyuncu. So let's approach and see what Leicester City have to say. Where are we going to be for this transfer? Are we going to be having a... Oh, we're at the office. We're at the training ground office. So this is Brendan Rodgers. So we just want to offer a straight up transfer fee. Currently valued at 10.5. Let's offer... not that much. What about 16 million? So I've got to get used to saying his name. I've got it wrote on a piece of paper down here. So if I keep glimpsing down, Soyuncu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Boom. Leicester's rep, so it isn't Brendan Rodgers, it's the rep, has agreed to that 16 million price tag. So very happy with that. Now I think we go straight in for the second one, and we go and try and get Lucas Klosterman. Now, do we want to pay his 29.4 million for his release clause? No, we'll begin negotiations with the club. What you do find sometimes is the club will just say we want 29 or 30 million for him, and then we end up just paying it. Oh, he's turned up in a little t-shirt and some jeans, although wearing a tracksuit, so I can't really complain, really. First off, let's decide. So he's valued at 15.5. Transfer offer, 21 million straight out there. So that's 8 million under his release clause, and 6 million, give or take, 5.5 million over his current value. And that's a fair offer. Boom, we may have two players already coming in Soyuncu and Klosterman. So let's go ahead and negotiate a contract now. Come on, can we sign? Can this man here, Soyuncu, will be our first signing at Borussia Dortmund? So his current age is 52, so he's going to be a rotation player. Are they going to be happy with that? He's happy with that. Good, I'm glad about that. Let's offer him for 4 years. We're only here for 2, but let's make sure we got him on a decent contract. He's happy with that. It looks like he wants to move. A release clause of 25. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not if I'm paying 16 million for you. You happy with that? He's happy with that. Money. Are you going to tell me your salary, what you want? No, I'm going to have to do it. So, 250,000 signing on bonus. What are we saying there? Soyuncu, do you accept our offer? He does. There you go. Soyuncu's agent has said that's a fair offer. My client is happy with that. So congratulations, Soyuncu. Welcome to Borussia Dortmund. Without getting too excited, let's jump straight into the negotiation with Klosterman as well. 2 signings within a couple of minutes? I think so. We're having a little bit of afternoon tea. So, he's going to be, so right back, he's going to be a rotated player. Let's see if he'll take rotated. He'll take rotated, so that's great. Although he's probably going to come straight in at right back at the overall of 79. It's best we don't promise him too much. 4 years. Soyuncu, will he agree with the same? Yeah, he's happy with that. Good. This is going well. You're not having a release clause. No, 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 no. He's happy with that. Salary. Oh, he's not going to give me a clue either. So let's go 50k, and we'll offer you 250 as well as a signing on. In fact, let's offer you 200 as a signing on. What are we saying to that? Boom! 2 players signed within a couple of minutes of each other. We've signed a centre-back, and we've now signed a right-back. So Samuel Umtiti can be removed. Jonathan Tart can be removed. I'm going to keep Ricardo Pereira there because I may look to sign him in the future. Munier can go. Now, guys, this is where it gets interesting because there's now going to be 3 straw polls. 1, should we sign a new keeper? If so, who? Do we stick with what we've got? Sign Angus Gunn or sign Andre Onana? What centre mid should we sign? Tielemans and Didi, Bardi, Ziyech or Van der Beek? And of course, what striker in Lewandowski, Aubameyang, Malen, Iñaki Williams or Tammy Abraham? I know Haaland's there, but as we discussed before, we can't buy him because he's only just recently moved to Red Bull Salzburg. We may end up having to sign one of these players in today's episode, guys. Like, for example, if someone comes in for Enes Bardi, we may have to just get him because we don't want to lose out on him. But it doesn't matter. We've got so much money in the bank, we can afford 141 million. If we sign Tielemans for 30 million, let's say, we've still got a load of money to still sign another centre mid. And if you guys have voted for a different central midfielder and I've ended up signing Tielemans, I'll just sell Tielemans next year and buy the player that you want me to buy, or I'll offer Tielemans in a deal for that central midfielder or central attacking midfielder or CDM position that you want me to sign. So still go and vote on the straw poll. It doesn't matter too much if I do have to sign a player today. But so far, centre back in, right back in, very happy with the progress so far. But let's attend this press conference and see what the media have to ask. Here we are. Oh, it's in German. I already know German because of Google Translate. What are your expectations from the Supercup clash against FC Bayern? Well, a win, of course, we'll do all we can to win. We'll focus on a performance. We are very confident. Why do you stick with Piszczek in your starting team, even if his performance hasn't shown signs of improvement over the last couple of matches? Yeah, he must regain sharpness. I mean, we got Piszczek. We also did just bring in Klosterman, who will now challenge Piszczek for that right-back position. Your team has put in a good display in pre-season. We did. Does it offer an indication of how things are going to play out in the first competition match this season? We're on side of winning, but we didn't win. Who handles their emotion wins. We play as well as we always do. Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you, and I'll not take any more questions. Happy days. Our first press conference since moving to Germany. Why do you do this green screen? Give me a break. Now, FC Bayern up next. I can't believe it says I've been recording already for 41 minutes. We haven't even played the game, so I apologise if this game or this episode, guys, is super long. I can only apologise. We'll go in our yellow kit. They can go in their red kit, and there is the lineup we are putting out against Bayern Munich. We're going with Paco Cesar up top in the striker position. Behind him, we've got Marco Reus in the central attacking midfield. Julian Brandt, Delaney, Witzel and Sancho in the midfield. Schultz, Hummels, Akanji and Piszczek at the back with Berkey between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Bayern Munich and hopefully show them with MassiveBrad coming in and you guys at home coming in The Bayern Munich aren't going to win the league that easy this year. They normally fly it, but now we're in. Me as the manager, you guys as the assistant manager. Let's show Bayern what Dortmund are all about. What a start to our Dortmund career mode. If we manage to take on Bayern Munich and beat them. That man there, number 22, Serge Gnabry, out on that right wing, is going to cause us problems. I know this. Bayern Munich don't really have weak positions, players that you can exploit. They've got a real strong team, and it is going to be difficult, even having Manuel Neuer between the sticks. But Bayern versus Borussia Dortmund, the DFL Supercup. So they call it the DFL Supercup. And it's the DFB Pokal, which is the FA Cup as such in Germany. But it'd be great here. There's our little section over there. The Yellow Submarines. I'm excited for this one. The first time Matt Hummels is coming up against his previous team. Neuer, Kimmich, Boateng, Sewell, Hernandez, Gregretza, Martinez, Gnabry, Perisic, Muller, Lewandowski, Coutinho not in the starting 11. This is going to be a difficult one, I think. The only thing we may have here is we may have the pace against Boateng. But it is going to be a Robert Lewandowski's again has kicked off in his first half. Let's get it on the way. Let's take on Bayern Munich. Paco Alcácer going to switch it back and play it over the top now to Julian Brandt. Unfortunately, Sancho stopped running. We're going to pull this back with Julian Brandt. Go to the edge of the box, looking for Paco Alcácer to clear the way. And try and keep this in with Piszczek, but it's out for a Dortmund throw-in. Through to Marco Reus. Going to go over that far side now for Sancho. Sancho going to go out wide now to Piszczek, who's going to look at pushing on. Here come the yellow men. Borussia Dortmund now coming forwards. Nicely done. Marco Reus on the edge of the box. Marco Reus here. It's 1-0. Bayern Munich, you best be ready, because Borussia Dortmund are here. Great goal from Marco Reus. Something I want to mention as well with that goal going in, guys. With this Dortmund career mode, I'm going to mention this at the end of the game as well. I'm going to be putting a lot more editing, a lot more text into these actual games. Now, you'll have seen in the last episode, I talked about who our first goal scorer was, which was Marco Reus. And our first actual game, when we controlled the players, who's the first goal scorer was, which was Jadon Sancho. I'm going to be putting a lot more text and a lot more editing into actual career mode. So instead of just the Liverpool career mode where it's cut up, there's going to be funny bits if someone, gets hit in the head and they go flying. I'm going to leave that in. So I'm going to use a lot more editing in the Dortmund career mode than I do in the Liverpool career mode. But we are 1-0 up, and it's a great goal from Marco Reus. Javi Martinez through the middle now. We've got to get there, lads. We've got to get there. Good, lads. Well done. Let's go from the back here. Let's go from the back. Go on, Julian Brandt. Out wide now. Good lad. There we go. Julian Brandt into Paco Alcácer. Going to go for Marco Reus. I don't know why Marco Reus didn't continue his run there, but the referee's going to blow for half time. And after 45 minutes plus extra time, we're going in with a 1-0 lead over Bayern Munich. I'm sure they were not expecting that. It was that man there with the captain's armband, Marco Reus, to give us that goal. Currently one shot, one on target, 1-0. We've had 49% of the ball, so pretty average with possession. We're yet to let Bayern Munich have a shot on target. They haven't even had a shot. We're playing very well, and I'm happy to jump into the second half with Paco Alcácer kicking us off. Let's get it underway, and if we can control the game like we did in the first, I'll be very excited to see what the scoreline's going to be. I certainly think we should keep a clean sheet. Delaney looking to track this down now. It's a great ball inside. Here comes Serge Gnabry now. We've got to pull Hummels across. Serge Gnabry coming in. Well done, Hummels. Absolutely unbelievable. Well done. It's played into the middle. Here we go. Here we go again. Witzel waiting for Sancho to go here. Go on, Sancho. Go, son. Sancho may have the better of Boateng. He does. He heads it down. Takes it back on the volley. Great shot. Paco Alcácer's there to finish up. Manuel Neuer gets a hand to Jadon Sancho's shot to only palm it into the path of Paco Alcácer, who doubles the lead and makes it 2-0. Unbelievable. Jadon Sancho heads it down, got the better of Boateng, deadened the ball, just kept it, let Boateng run past on the volley. The ball eventually then comes off the hand of Manuel Neuer into the path of Paco Alcácer, who beats Nicolas Schul to the ball to bury it in the back of the net. Ball into Lewandowski. Done one. Absolutely unbelievable. Leon Goretzka into Lewandowski. Let's clear that out. Great save. Absolutely unbelievable save there from the keeper. Coutinho's come on for Bayern Munich, and he's really making a difference right now. Tino throws it back. Nicely done. Oh, I thought we were going to get that one and be gone then. And Martinez into Leon Goretzka, into Lewandowski. It's a great goal from Robert Lewandowski. Great goal. And they're right back in this. They've got a chance here to pull this back to 2-2. They could potentially take it to penalties. We need to find a third now. Let's pull it back. Good lad, keep going. Thorgan Hazard. Back to Piszczek. We're not going to get to put the ball in. We are going to win the game. What a great result. And what a great bit of football from Borussia Dortmund. Marco Reus and Paco Alcácer getting on the score sheet for us. Robert Lewandowski getting on the score sheet for them. And unfortunately, when we take a Marco Reus off, it means he's not going to lift the trophy. Piszczek at right back is going to lift it. But you know what? I'm okay with that because Marco Reus needed a break. He's going to be one of the main players in this starting 11. And after going 2-0 up, I was happy to start to relax. Unbelievable. Let's go, Piszczek. Oh, hey! There we go. Absolutely unbelievable. What a result. What a game and what a start to a Borussia Dortmund career. 5 shots, 2 on target, 45% possession. Bayern had 4 shots, 3 on target, 55% possession. They did have more shots and more of the ball, but it just goes to show when we had the ball, we've done a lot more with it. Considering as well, we were asked about Lucas Piszczek not performing very well. He picks up man of the match with a 9.0 rating. So well done, Piszczek. You showed everyone there exactly what you can do. Let's make these questions interesting. You know what I should do, considering in the Bundesliga when you play games, they're all drinking beer and although Borussia Dortmund's performance was incredible and what an amazing game against FC Bayern Munich here today. How does it feel? Celebrate them back to the drawing board, but the way they celebrate is they drink loads of beer and stuff. So instead of me drinking my glass of Pepsi, maybe for a future episode, I should get a beer. Was Piszczek's performance in today's win enough to grant him a place back in Juve? He was never out of my favours. I don't understand. Praise his resilience. I mean, it's funny that we just brought in Klosterman and he goes and plays a game like that. Absolutely outstanding. You managed to secure the win today, but at moments like FC Bayern Munich will pull level. What was your view on this? Yeah, the scoreline says it all. I won't say you've been watching another game. There was times when Bayern Munich were coming close. So, very good game. Very happy with our first proper game in charge since pre-season. Well, a big risk, but a risk I'm willing to take. It's our first game playing in the Bundesliga. We're at home. I should really play this one because I know the fans will be behind me and new managers come in. Everyone's going to be excited to see what happens. But I just can't risk it because I don't want to simulate the away game to Cologne after this game against Augsburg. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to attend the press conference. We're going to see what the media have to say. I'll then show you guys the team we're putting out against Augsburg. And then hopefully we can guarantee the win for our first Bundesliga game. Here we are, our first Bundesliga press conference. I picked up on conference. That's conference. Dortmund Supercup winners left the fans wanting more from the same. Once it starts to get serious, how does this impact the squad? Yeah, we're working hard every day. We're going to continue our win on ways. Our first piece of silverware in the Supercup. I can't complain. Does the team have what it takes to win the league this season? Well, it's early days. That's a big shout. I'm not going to say yes because it is an incredible league. With these players, we can win it every year. Confidence is the main thing. The title is a requirement. Confidence is the main thing. We maintain, we win the big games against like your Bayern Munich, your Hoffenheim. We should be alright. After Klosterman's acquisition from RB Leipzig, fans are eager waiting to see him grace the field. Will he make his debut against Augsburg? He needs time to adjust. He'll probably make his debut against Cologne, I would have thought. There we go. Questions done. Let's go and take a look at the team and get ready for the simulated game against Augsburg. And here is the lineup we are putting out against FC Augsburg. We're going with Paco Alcácer up top in the striker position. A little behind him, we've got Marco Reus in the central attacking midfield. Brandt, Delaney, Witzel and Sancho in the midfield. Schultz, Hummels, Akanji and Piszczek at the back with Berkey between the sticks. Can we get off to a flying start in our first game in the Bundesliga? Now I know from what I've just glimpsed at, Bayern Munich have already played and 3 of their players scored. So they certainly scored 3 goals. There was also another player on the, because I've seen it on the top goal scorers, there was 3 Bayern Munich players and 1 other. So I'm guessing they won their first game 3-1. Can we get a result against FC Augsburg? Let's make it happen. We beat them 4-0. Wow, what a game. Jadon Sancho picking up the first goal in the 21st minute. Paco Cesar scores in the 33rd. Hazard then come on for Delaney. Gale on for Fino Bagazin, if that's how you pronounce his name. Witzel then picked up a yellow card in the 55th. Sancho scores a second in the 59th. Guerrero on for Brandt for us. Hakimi on for Schultz. And then Marco Reus put their last nail in the coffin to end the game by scoring in the 87th. Sancho picking up 2 goals. Marco Reus and Paco Cesar finding themselves 1 goal. Very, very happy with that result. It's a great start to our Bundesliga career. I mean, realistically, today's episode is going very well. Let's hope we can keep it up when we face off against FC Cologne up next. And we're now at match day to take on FC Cologne. Very excited for this one. We currently sit top of the Bundesliga, joint with Bayer Leverkusen. They scored 4, we scored 4, so because of goal difference, we currently both are joint top. Very excited with how we started today's episode. Not only did we pick up our first piece of silverware in the German Supercup, we also managed to get our first win over Augsburg 4-0, so we've done it in absolute style. And you can see from the lineup, a few players now breaking into the team for their debut. We got Guerrero out on the left mid position, Klosterman at right back, Hakimi coming in at the left back position. Very excited to see how these players get on against FC Cologne, but we are going with Paco Cesar up top in the striker position. A little behind him, we got Marco Reus in the central attacking midfield. Guerrero, Delaney, Witzel and Sancho in the midfield. Hakimi, Hummels, Akanji and Klosterman at the back with Berkey between the sticks. Let's get into this game against FC Cologne. Hopefully, Klosterman on his debut can show us exactly what he's made of. Here we go, away from home. What a beautiful stadium. FC Cologne, what a beautiful stadium. Look at that, that is stunning. I'm not even going to try and pronounce their stadium. But we've got Derek Ray and Lee Dixon on the commentary. But we don't want them on the commentary, we want MassiveBrad. FC Cologne versus Dortmund. Our second game in the Bundesliga. Can we finish on a high in today's episode? Beating Bayern Munich, beating Augsburg, and hopefully beating Cologne as they do get us kicked off in this first half period. Let's get it underway. And let him put that ball in. Nice, you don't keep that pressure on. Ball in behind now. It's a great ball in behind. Great save from Berkey. The first bit of pressure coming from FC Cologne. It was a nice bit of play, but we should be staying tighter there. Ball coming in. Going to get to a head on it, and it's out for a goal kick. Too many men in the middle. This is probably going to be a problem. Hakimi going to try and get there, get rid of the ball. Great save from Berkey. Follow it up, and it's into the side net from Fulgini. Hasn't got that final product. There comes Fulgini coming forward, but the referee's going to blow for full time. I would say we've certainly struggled to get going. I'd say we're still in first or second game. We've had 3 shots, 1 on target. We're having a lot more of the ball, but Cologne have done a lot more with it. We are going to get into the second half with Paco Cesar getting us kicked off. Now we've got Zabaleta once again. We're going to cut back. Zabaleta got done there. Ball into Goethe. Goes for the acrobatic. It's just behind a goal. Play it through now to Sancho. Sancho on the overlap. Sancho going to cut it back. Give me options. Sancho just going to hit this one. It's straight into the hands of Horn. Unbelievable keeper Horn has been today. Surely going to get man of the match. I don't think we're going to get another opportunity, if I'm completely honest. The ball's hoofed out and the referee blows for full time. It's games like that where you need to up your game and get the win. And we didn't. We played so well, and I'm pretty sure Horn will have got man of the match. When we look at the shots on target and stuff, I felt like we really battered at this Cologne door. Unfortunately, just didn't knock it down. 8 shots, 4 on target compared to their 5 shots, 3 on target. I don't think they had a single shot in the second half. Hakimi picks up man of the match for us with a 7.8, which, to be fair, 7.8 is pretty shocking. Why is Hakimi playing on at right back and not left back? I wonder why Klosterman moved over to left back. It's a little strange. Let's have a look. Look at that, 7.4 for Horn between the sticks. He was the best player on the pitch for Cologne, and it goes to show why when we were having so many shots. I'm a little bit concerned as to why Hakimi was at right back and Klosterman was at left back. We may have to look into that, guys. That certainly wasn't right. But now, the post-match interview. Fire away with your questions. Klosterman has put in a great performance on his first match as a Dortmund player. What did you make of such a strong debut? Well, to be honest, Hakimi was solid as well. I felt like Hakimi was a lot better. So I don't want to put unnecessary pressure on him right now. Because, of course, we've got Piszczek as well, who played very well and got a 9.0 rating in the game against Bayern Munich. Why didn't Soyuncu get a chance to make his debut? We just didn't need him, unfortunately. He needs time. Yeah, good things come to those who wait. I mean, we just didn't need him. We've got Hummels and we've got a Kanji at the back. If one of them had got an injury or picked up a card, then we may look at doing something there. Most fans expected the victory today as Borussia Dortmund is perceived as the better team. However, you only delivered a draw. Would you care to comment? Yeah, it's something to learn from. I think we certainly had plenty of chances. I think when you get a great keeper like Timo Horn between the sticks, though, it makes it very difficult for us to capitalise and get the win. Well, we are ending today's episode top of the Bundesliga. Although no other team has played their second game other than us and Cologne, I'm not going to advance in any more time because you guys know we've got straw polls down below regarding the goalkeeper, the midfielder, and most importantly, the striker. Now, what we'll do to end on today's episode is just check that no players have gone to another club and now are unavailable to be included in the straw polls. So Angus Gunn and Onana are still at their current clubs in Southampton and Ajax. So the straw poll will say, should we bring in a new keeper, bring in Angus Gunn, bring in Andre Onana, or stick with what we got? They will be the three options. You vote for Angus Gunn, Onana, or just stick with what we got. It's entirely up to you guys. Right back, obviously, we sorted the right back in Klosterman, but I'm going to keep Ricardo Pereira because I may look to sign him in the future. Midfielders right now, you'll be voting to either sign Youri Tielemans, Wilfred Ndidi, Enes Bardi, Hakim Ziyech, Donny van der Beek. Now, when I look at this team, guys, obviously Youri Tielemans, Ndidi and Bardi will obviously play in the positions right now of Witsel and Delaney and De Hood and players like that. Whereas your Ziyech and your Van der Beek will play in Marco Reus and Mario Götze's position, so they'll play in the central attacking midfield. So, obviously, vote for which player you think you personally like to bring in and bring into Dortmund, who's maybe the most realistic. You might want to keep this realistic. Your favourite player might even be there, and that's why you want to vote for them. For me, I'd like to sign either Enes Bardi or Youri Tielemans, simply because I haven't played with Youri Tielemans in years, and Enes Bardi I've never signed. So you are voting to bring in one of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 midfielders. Vote for your favourite down below now on the straw poll in the description and comment section. And finally, we've got the strikers. Now, I can see from the midfielders, they're all still at their current club, so that's great. As we move on to strikers, we've got Robert Lewandowski still at Bayern Munich, that's great. Aubameyang, Maylen, Iñaki Williams, Haaland we obviously can't sign, and Tammy Abraham has moved from Chelsea to Fiorentina. So Tammy Abraham is removed off the list. Now, as we move to the bottom, obviously we can't sign Haaland. That's just a thing because unfortunately he's only just moved last year to Red Bull Salzburg. So in the straw poll for the strikers, it'll be what striker should we sign? Iñaki Williams, Maylen, Aubameyang, Robert Lewandowski. You will decide, you will vote, and whoever wins will be the player we bring in. Same for the midfielder, whichever player wins, we'll bring in. And same for the keeper. For me personally, when it comes to keeper, I don't think we need to spend money this year on a goalkeeper. I think I'm happy with what we've got. But obviously, you guys want to get involved. I want you to be important in this career mode. So you'll make sure to vote. And the win and vote will obviously get the decision. Now, before we end on today's episode, let's take a little look at the games in the next episode. So to finish off August and the transfer window, bearing in mind, guys, we finished the transfer window in the next one. So this is episode 3. Episode 4, we're going to make the rest of our signings and finish off the August or the summer transfer window. Then we're going to move into September, which means episode 5 is when we discuss fan objectives. So the hashtag going across the screen right now, hashtag fan objectives. Drop a comment down below with A, what you want the fan objective to be called, and B, what we have to do for that fan objective. Also C, what do we do for a forfeit if we don't get it? I think with one of them, I am going to do, I have to eat the world's hottest chili. Obviously, I aim to do that in the live stream. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because we didn't get to £5,000 donated. So I've got a load of Carolina Reaper chilies. Maybe if I don't succeed in one of these fan objectives, I have to eat one. But then we move into the the last game is against Union Bear on the 31st of August. We then move into September to play another 2 games in which we play Bayer Leverkusen, who were top with us and done an outstanding win for their first game, beating their opposition 4-0. And then we have Barcelona in our first game in the group stages, Group F, of the UEFA Champions League, so it's easy for me. We simulate the game against Union Berlin, and then we play the game against Bayer Leverkusen because they're a real difficult team to play in Germany in the Bundesliga. And then, of course, we've got Barcelona. We have to be playing Barcelona, so that is how we're going to line up for the next episode. But I've told you guys, I need some more fan objectives off you guys, and I also need you to vote on the 3 straw polls down below in the description, and then in the next episode, we can start spending that lovely money that we got cash injected, the financial takeover. We can start spending that money and bringing in some new quality players. I'm very excited for the next episode. We're going to be spending a lot of money, and Jadon Sancho right now is currently top with Sabitzer, Werner, Havertz, and Mateta for Bundesliga top goal scorer. Well done, Jadon Sancho. Let's hope you can keep it up for the rest of the season. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below if you're new around here. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.